and welcome to another episode of Tried and Tested. Today we'll be trying out a DIY lipstick kit that we found on Taobao. There's so much stuff here! I was not expecting it to have so many things inside. We have 4 different pots, we have 11 of these lipstick tubes, so many different pigments, a whole ton of brushes, different size spatulas. They even gave you the lipstick box. Stickers with the shades on it so that you remember which is which. They even have a little grinder for you. And there's even an electric weighing scale. And this whole thing, it costs $40 inclusive of shipping. How? That's insane. A lot of these things can actually be repurposed. They even gave a pair of gloves. And a thing to heat it up. So you don't have to figure out how to heat it up by yourself. Already, I feel like the rating very high. And look at the design. There were so many that we could choose from. You can actually create many different types of lipsticks and even rouge. So what I'm gonna do is a lipstick and a rouge. Alright, we're going to get started. We have whittled down the colours to these few. I have a feeling I'm just gonna go with this one and this. Create a sort of NARS orgasm colour. I feel like we might need to add a little bit of this one, but we'll see. We have our moles here. So they have a few different designs that vary in terms of how intricate they are. Oh, it's got a cat. If I would have to do 2, I would pick the cat one as well as this. I think it's Chinese opera. We've washed the equipment and then now I guess I should wear the gloves. Alright, so we have our weighing scale and we have our beaker. Okay, so we'll put this here. Now we have to measure out 0.3 grams of pigment. So I guess if I want to add some gold, I will do, I think maybe 2 grams of this.
2.2.
I'll do 0.2 grams of this. That's still nothing, huh? How much is it? Oh, that's close to 0. That's 0.19. Alright. Okay, I still have space, so I'm gonna add a bit of this color. This is so much fun. I feel like a scientist. Okay, so we have 0.29 of the pigment. Now we're gonna have 3 grams of flower oil. So I'm going to put it here. Okay, so this is the flower oil. 高级花油. I do not like the smell of this oil. It actually smells a bit more herbal and not so floral. Okay, so let's do 3 grams of this. Alright, pour in here. Okay, so now I use this grinder stick to mix it all together. Ooh, so much fun. It's totally become red though. Totally not the color that I was looking for, but it's okay, I think it's still pretty. Okay, so now we need to add 1 gram of beeswax. 1.06, okay, close. Cannot be a scientist. Very, very aggravation. Okay, so now we are supposed to add all of this together and then heat it up on this. Okay, so I think we will have to keep stirring. We're supposed to do this until the beeswax melts. Okay, now we have to add the vitamin E. Look, I just juiced my finger, right? So now I'm adding 1 drop of this scent, which I feel like a fan of, actually. So now we pour it into the mold. Ready? Okay, I was supposed to put this metal thing. I did it after, so I'm not sure if that's going to seal properly. Woo. Okay, wow, look at us. This one has some stuff in it now, so we will zero that out and then we'll put in the pigments. This time around, I think I'll just stick to all pink. And then we pour in the flower oil, mix that in. And the vitamin E. Alright, now we pour it into this. Oh, I'm so excited. We do have some extra, so maybe we'll just put it into this pot. So we're supposed to leave this now to cool 40 minutes at room temperature and 20 minutes in the fridge. And while we're doing that, we're going to make a pot of rouge. Alright, now we're going to make the rouge. Oh, very exciting. I think once you get the hang of it and you kind of know what everything is, it doesn't feel as difficult. Okay, so we are going to need 0.5 grams of milled pollen. This is such a brilliant, rich red. Okay, so then we're going to need 6 grams of this flower oil. Okay, let me pour this in here and then we're supposed to mix this up I really like doing this part. Now the different part for this is that we're supposed to use this leaf filter and put it on top of this beaker and filter it through. That's interesting. Now I need to put in 3 grams of beeswax. Okay, we are going to melt this. This is actually a lot of fun. You can also make your own lipstick with different combinations of oils and fragrances and of course colors. I guess you just need the mold, you need this, and you need you need quite a lot of things. It's actually quite a lot of things all together, you know? So this kit is quite cool because it sorts everything out for you. Okay, so the next step is to add the vitamin E oil. Okay, so next we add the fragrance oil. Now we're done. Now we will put this into our little rouge pot. I love this pot. I think this is one of my favorite things in the kit. It's so cute. Oh, that is so satisfying. So now, same thing, we're going to leave it to cool, put it in the fridge, and then we'll see how it fares. So in the instruction thing, you can make like a gold rose to put on top of this. Okay, so it's 2 grams of beeswax. They kind of said that you just need to put the gold like on top, but I feel like this in just all white with gold on top might not look as, you know, luxe. So we're gonna put the gold pigment all the way through. So we're just going to melt it now. So now we're going to pour this in. Okay, so now I just have to leave this to cool, and while we wait for everything to cool down, we are going to try out some things that you can do with your old lipsticks. Okay, you know how sometimes you have old lipsticks and you are like, maybe you've got a little bit left or you're tired of the color or like something. So what you can do is you can melt them down and create a new shade altogether. So I have these 2 lipstick colors. One is like a pink and one is a red. So I think what would be nice is to have a pink with just a little bit of red inside. So you darken the pink. All you need is a little tea light. Oh, it's melting. I've really only done like a minor change in the color, but you know, sometimes that's what you want. Now you just need to pour it in. Ta-da. Look, it's so pretty! It's better to try a little bit, then you know, you make sure you get the color that you want if you're happy. So now all you have to do is let it cool and then you have a new lipstick shade. Yay! So this one I have never heard of before. Apparently you can use like a matte liquid lipstick, put it on your nail, and then seal it off with a top coat. I think we've mixed in eyeshadows into like clear varnish before, but I've never heard of painting your nails with this. Let's try it! It's actually surprisingly easy to paint. Another good reason for doing this, I guess, is also if you want your nail polish to like match your lipstick perfectly. Okay, so here I'm just using a clear top coat. Wow, that works like a dream! And it looks so good. Like you will not be able to tell that this was from here. I think this is a great way to be using like the older liquid lipsticks and maybe the ones that, yeah, you don't quite use anymore, then at least you don't waste it. I feel another thing you can do, right? Actually, all this can be used as like art supplies. Like if you don't want to put it on your face and all that, then actually using it on a piece of paper is a great way to put them to good use. So they do say that you can use it with like expired products, but I feel like I'm not so sure. I think over time, as I learn more about like mold and bacteria and all that grows in this kind of environment or like in my makeup, I do get a bit more worried about putting it on my face or on my body because you don't want to start like a breakout or like some kind of weird infection or you know. So anyway, we called Anne, who is my manicurist, and asked her because she's also quite particular about all these things and she's the one who taught me your nails are also part of your body and you must treat them the way you do your skin. So one of the things she said was she recommends expired not more than a month, and if you're gonna use it, probably don't do it for more than a day if it's expired stuff. And of course, if it smells weird, if it's got mold, if it's got like visible mold and all that, don't use. Just don't. She also recommends that if you're going to be using the lipstick again on your face, then you should definitely wash your hands first and clean it with alcohol before you paint your nails with that one. And also make sure that you don't have any cuts and stuff around your nails. Alright, now they're all out of the fridge and they look so pretty! I'm gonna try and put these into these. And we're supposed to remove this metal part and then you're supposed to put this in here. I'm so scared that I'm just gonna break this thing. Oh, I ruined the tip. I just kind of like squeezed it to get it out and you can see it. Right there, see? So the mold that I used was a Chinese opera one, and looking at it, it's definitely not as distinct as it looks in the mold and in the picture. It's really not at all. The details are sort of roughly there, but not. Okay, let's try the other one. The sides have come out, but I feel like I need to ruin the tip again. Okay, yeah, I definitely ruined the tip. That's on me. This is the one with the Zhao Cai Mao, the fortune cat, and flowers around it, and it's kind of got the same problem. It doesn't have that smooth finish around it. In terms of design, there are a few like very nicely formed flowers, very clear, but the rest of it, the cat, I can barely see the cat. It definitely looked a lot better in the photos. Okay, let's swatch this. Oh, okay. Actually, it's interesting. I don't really know what texture this is. It's like a bit oily, a bit creamy, a bit soft. Alright, so let's swatch the second one. These two now are closer to the original pigment that they sent, and this one has like some gold in it. Okay, so you know what? Let's try this out. Let's see how it looks. It's actually really comfortable to put on. It actually looks quite nice and creamy and shiny, but it doesn't feel like it's doing much for my lips at all. It feels like it's coating it as opposed to like moisturizing it. As a lipstick, I probably would not use it. It gets patchy really fast, so that's not something that I would want to have to keep touching up throughout the day. The color wasn't quite what I expected, but I do like it. I think it's a really nice color. Okay, let's try and see if our golden flower comes out. Wow, that actually doesn't look half bad. It actually looks pretty good. Oh, it can be a ring. Doesn't that fit right in? Okay, so this, you're supposed to put it into this pot, but we feel like it's not very practical because then every time you want to use the rouge inside, you kind of have to like shove the flower out of the way or like take it out. So maybe it's really more for like taking picture, but it is very pretty. And I'm actually quite amazed by how it turned out. Okay, let's try the rouge. It's hardened really nicely, nice and smooth. Wow, that's super red. It's actually a really nice color and it's so pigmented that a little bit does so much. This will last forever. I cannot with the smell, but I think that that's a very personal thing, but I really do not like the smell of this flower oil, so it's highly unlikely that I will use these products. But I mean, overall, I think that they're okay. So the thing is that I don't really know much about this company, or like in terms of like the raw ingredients, like where they're from and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I have very sensitive skin, so that's something that I would be wary about, but I do think it's like super fun to experiment. And actually, with kits like this, I think what's really nice is that they make everything easy for you to try. You know, sometimes they have all those like craft sets, they never really did what they said they would. Like a lot of them, you know, you can make your own like nail tattoo or you can make your own don't know what, and they never really seem to deliver. Whereas this, even though it's not the most gorgeous, it works. You know what I mean? So I quite like that about this. I would give this a 9 out of 10 actually. It was a really fun experience. I enjoyed it very much. I probably would not use the products, but it's made me think about maybe making or like experimenting more with the stuff that I have. Overall, a 9 out of 10. Alright, we've come to the end of the episode. Now, if you want to find out more about the kit, how much it costs, where to get it from, you can go to our Tried and Tested Facebook page. You can check out the link in the description box down below, or you can join our new Telegram channel. If you've already subscribed to our YouTube channel, thank you very much. Now, all you need to do is hit that bell and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out onto YouTube. Or you can just download the Click Network app. Alright, till next time, mwah, go be beautiful!